wrote less than an hour ago. Less than an hour ago, I wrote this down.
Wow.
So Kamui.
If he flexing.
So Kamui. Should Sasuke have been the one to go or to want to or to go to or to actually do the process of bringing back the Hokage? Or should we leave that to Orochimaru as is?
So, actually, I'm actually kind of glad that you brought this up because I'm very curious about your opinions on this.
Uh-huh.
So, from the moment Suigetsu shows up, the Kabuto's cave, to
real quick, I still wish
the Hokage are
Suigetsu
revived.
Still wish Suigetsu showed up like 2 minutes earlier just so he could interrupt the Itachi final scene moment. Would have been hilarious, and that's absolutely going in the abridged.
Sure.
Okay.
That wasn't where I was going with that.
I'm perfectly aware. Just wanted to get that out there.
So from that point up until when Orochimaru actually revives the Hokage, I'm very curious.
Mm-hmm.
Who did you think the all-knowing was?
Well, see, the problem, there's not a lot of time spent watching Sasuke in between those two moments in the first place. It's just like they're pretty much just instantly there. That being said, yeah.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't paying it too much attention when first watching it or whatever, and maybe I already knew. I don't know if that was spoiled for me or not, but at the very least, the emphasis was on Sasuke being back in Konoha, and then they didn't really do anything with that, but that's where my focus was, not really on Orochimaru, especially since Orochimaru was, like, following Sasuke, but then Orochimaru was like, yeah, Orochimaru, so he's evil, so what's Orochimaru gonna do? Is he gonna be the big final bag villain or something? I was not expecting the Edo Kage, but once we got to it, it wasn't, like, that crazy of a reveal or surprise for me, but I don't really remember, but I don't think I was thinking of anyone necessarily. Maybe a Toad, I doubt it. Maybe it was Obito, but I doubted that too.
So far, you haven't said the what I would consider the most obvious answer that isn't the actual answer of the Hokage. So, Orochimaru, because if you think about it, he's just like immediately talking to Suigetsu. We're going to see the all-knowing. Okay. Next thing he does is revive Orochimaru. This guy who just freaking knows everything.
Okay. So then, I just wasn't remembering the scene.
And then Orochimaru's like, all right, follow me. And then, so the only reason to go everywhere is because Orochimaru's doing it. And then Orochimaru's just like, they who are all knowing, and as we see, it's just
exactly.
And you know what? They're not all knowing. Okay, let's get this out of like Minato knew nothing of the end of the conversation, so we can just rule him out. Hiruzen didn't know how to communicate with the Uchiha properly, so we can rule him out. Tobirama and Hashirama didn't even know there was a fourth Hokage, so we can rule them.
Didn't even start. I just brought it up and we changed topics.
Yeah, exactly. I was talking about the all-knowing thing. So back to that. Do you think Orochimaru should have been the all-knowing? And then as the all-knowing, he just decides, I've got a good idea. Let's bring back the Edo Hokage. I feel like that's the alternative, right? Yeah. It's just whether Orochimaru comes up with the idea versus Sasuke.
See, because when you originally brought it up, I just wasn't remembering the scene. I was just going based off of what you were explaining it as, and it was my bad for just misinterpreting it. I thought you were saying Orochimaru was telling Sasuke, let's go see the all-knowing.
No, Sasuke was saying that, and then Orochimaru at the end is just like, here's the all-knowing.
So did Sasuke know he was going to go see the Hokage? Is that what he knew Orochimaru was going to do?
Well, it's definitely implied that yes, but like, the question is, should it have just been a matter of seeing Orochimaru? Because the thing is, Suigetsu gave Sasuke a scroll, which presumably said how to undo the Reaper Debt Seal, and then that's why. But I don't know if the scroll just mentions the Hokage, because that's where Sasuke gets the idea from. And Orochimaru is like, what is your intention of meeting with them? And then he's like, I got things I want to ask, blah, blah, blah. Because like Sasuke obviously knew, but like...
So, okay. You gonna call me crazy? At that
reason
point...
he wanted to bring back Orochimaru was for Edo Tensei anyway.
At that point, screw freaking Anko. I'm just gonna say, have Orochimaru come out when Sasuke undoes the Edo Tensei stomach, or the Reaper Death Seal stomach. He just comes out along with the Hokage.
Well, that's interesting, but like, why is he in there? Oh, because of his arms.
Yeah.
Because arms just come out.
I mean, his arms, it was his soul's arm. So
like his arms just come out and he just transforms into his body or something.
I mean, hey, I'd be down with that. Yeah, I'd be totally down.
I mean, to be honest, it could be cool. I mean, granted, it does take away from the whole Sasuke be like, there's some things only Orochimaru can do, blah, blah, blah. But it could be cool if, like, Soigetsu, instead of saying, like, oh, Sasuke, you're gonna do it, Soigetsu could just be like, Jugo and I figured out the jutsu, so they just figure out the jutsu, and then they're like, we can bring back the Edo Hokage, blah, blah, blah. And then Sasuke's like, oh, you know what? I actually want to talk. That's a good idea. Let me talk to them. So Getsu's thinking, hey, we can destroy the village. And Sasuke's like, let me talk to him. And then as a side effect, Orochimaru comes out. He's at a fraction of his power. So now when he says, I currently don't have the power to take your body, it's because the rest of his power is like in Kabuto. So he's got to go back and get it or something. This works well if you want Orochimaru to be like shady in the war arc.
I got something interesting.
He just comes out.
And this goes with the next thing I wrote down here anyways, which is the far more interesting thing anyways. So, what was Sasuke's original goal the moment he awakened his EMS? Straight to go right to the Leaf Village, and then he just intercepted, coincidentally, Itachi on the way. In this case, once he's done with Itachi through his Genjutsu, showing him the truth of the Uchiha clan. He's going to show him a ton of heroes and stuff. Maybe even Hashirama, Tobirama stuff, if that's a possibility at all. And then from there, he's still going to go to the Leaf Village, but now he's going to go there to talk to the Hokage before deciding what to do, which is what he wants to do anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So in this case, it would be like mostly Hiruzen. Of course, he starts by talking to Hiruzen, and then it just kind of becomes Hashirama, Tobirama as they start to say stuff.
Yeah.
But
so he's going to the Leaf Village anyways, but because of Itachi's Genjutsu, now he wants to go talk to the Hokage since he just saw them in Itachi's Genjutsu. So it's like Itachi's essentially leading the way for the next thing Sasuke's going to do, which is wanting to talk to the Hokage.
Yeah, so then, but the question is he just going to think, I want to, and then Soigetsu's going to happen to show up with Edo Tensei figured out in this case? Is that like the idea?
I guess.
It's just coincidental.
I'll be honest, do we need Soigetsu to show up here? Because Sasuke can just do this on his own. Soigetsu shows up later. For all I care.
I mean, low-key, I'm surprised you're not on my side with this already, but like, I just like the idea that Soigetsu has this whole time with Jugo have just been figuring out how to do the jutsu. So like, they're the ones who do the jutsu. So that way Sasuke doesn't just have Edo Tensei and just freaking abuse it when he's going evil at the end of the war. You know what I mean? Like, it's Soigetsu with the jutsu, so it's like, whatever. Like,
well, it's not even Edo Tensei, it's just the Reaper mask.
No, in this case, I want Soigetsu and Jugo to have taken the time to master Edo Tensei before this so that they can do this, so that they can revive the Hokage's plan.
Okay, sure.
Like, their reasons are completely different, and then Sasuke is just like, oh, wow, that's perfect.
Okay, what would be hilarious? Okay, in this case, do we have Orochimaru when he comes out of the Reaper Death Seal? Do we have him Edo Tensei, but like Madara, he just knows the hand seals and just instantly does it and just comes back to life? Maybe even Rene Tensei somehow. It's just Garani Chiyo's jutsu. He just knows something to bring himself back to life immediately.
I mean, I like the idea that the problem is that, yeah, so it depends on whether, well, do you want Orochimaru to be an Edo Tensei or to be alive is the question.
Doesn't matter, but he needs to be alive for Boruto, so at some point he comes back to life by the end of Naruto.
Okay.
It could be, this is funny, it could be right after Infinite Tsukiyomi's undone, he still has the Rinnegan in his eyes. Before it diminishes, he does a Rinnegan technique to bring himself back to life.
It's hilarious. I mean, I'd be down for that, but I have an easier solution that just works anyway. Orochimaru's body swap jutsu thing, depending on which scene of the jutsu you want to use, it's like, I mean, as he explains it here, he said he pours his soul into the vessel. So hypothetically, could Soul Orochimaru just soul him, just jump into a Zetsu without being in a body first? Like, could he just do his jutsu as a soul?
I don't see any reason why you couldn't do that. In which case,
yeah, so that would just be the easiest way. Orochimaru just does it,
which is what he does anyways. Yeah, just
exactly. But in this case, he'd do it as a Reefer Death Seal arm soul.
Hilarious, I love it. Even just that small white snake that's slithering away, you could just have that do it. But at that point, that would need to be in the Reefer Death Seal
it follows Sasuke, so it gets
it's like inchworming around. Like,
they don't
jumps
notice
it like jumps in their collar like it's Kachi and Koji's toad.
I like the idea that like this happens and Sasuke and so gets it. Everyone's just like freaked out. Like, wait, what? They're just not expecting this. Hit Rusher just smile. The question is like,
okay,
so what is his motive?
Perfect this moment.
In this case, like, was he watching inside comic, or is he just evil?
Okay, I got one for you. Okay, so Suigetsu, Jugo, do the Edo Tensei, or whatever. Orochimaru, the reason Orochimaru comes out here and now is so he can override the Edo Tensei and take control, so he is the one in control of these Edo Tensei like he is anyways. And with the power of the Edo Tensei, he'll do whatever Sasuke wants now. Because it could be a thing of like, oh my god, Orochimaru's back here and now, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna betray Sasuke? Like we were anticipating him to, but then plot twist, he's actually on Sasuke's side. Which is what they're doing anyways, but brought here at the moment where he has control of Hashirama, Tobirama, and all of them.
Yeah, it's kind of funny though. I mean, and that works as a plot twist. It's just so stupid because why bother? Why you even bother taking control? What's the point? Just to be a troll. If we're gonna do this, I want him cackling as he does it.
Sure. I mean, the real reason is so that he can command them to do whatever Sasuke wants. Yeah, which in this case is going to be fighting in the war. And Orochimaru just wanted that control anyways, just in case. Like contingency, if anything. But...
Oh, this is such a funny rewrite. I mean, I love the idea, but realistically, the other Orochimaru rewrites are probably just...
Yeah, I agree.
But I do like, I have a lot of fun with this one. Like, I wouldn't be complaining.